And we are live. We got a live TSP Reacts episode coming to you today. And I want to thank everybody that have already commented before we got started. Friend of the channel, Raging Girl Gamer, how are you doing? Kevin McAllister was here first. Thank you very much. Our good friend Jeremy Lewis is here. Thank you very, very much. JP5150, what up? How are you doing today? Mrs. Evil, thank you for helping out here. Willem Hendrick Fuller. I mean, that is a regal name. How are you doing today? Stephen Escalante. Good evening. All right, so we are here today under some circumstances that were not expected. As JD told you guys last night, we kind of cooked up an idea for me to combine our filthy casual thing that we have going, where we cover various sports, mostly MMA on this channel. And I was thinking, well, there's no UFC event this weekend, and for some mysterious reason, the Royal Rumble is on Saturday instead of Sunday. Well, what if we did a filthy casual on the channel for the Royal Rumble? So he says, you know what? I'll ask my viewers. And I said, all right, see how your viewers feel about it. If they're good with it, then we'll do the stream. Hey, the Simplistics is here. How you doing? Zeruns. Oh, Traditionalist. What's up, man? Steve Wynyard. Thank you very much. Xenon. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Okay. Okay. So this morning I got a message from a good friend. You guys know him as somebody that can, I don't know, I think he can introduce himself a lot better than I can.
What's up, everybody? You guys obviously know why we're here. It's Sunday. It's the Royal Rumble. And I'm just glad my buddy here, Dr. Evil Genius, is going to talk some nonsense with me. Royal Rumble Sunday. We may get into some wrestling, talk about some workout stuff that we've been working on. So I'm excited to talk about all that stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. So I woke up from some pretty bad nightmares, and I woke up and I woke up to a text message from you, sir.
Yes.
And it was a Mato said, "Oh my God, JD without the venue, Jesus Christ." Sonny Brannigan, thank you very much. Hey,
people think I actually conduct the podcast in a virtual bar, bro.
Yeah.
And they think that I actually drive myself to said virtual bar. Don't think I actually drive the car that's in the CGI, which I actually do. So
right.
I'm very
yeah. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that. My good friend Sonny, who is a really good friend of the channel, Louis Rossman, and Sonny is actually like a really fun guy to hang out with, and Sonny's always got some fucking troll shit to say. I love Sonny. This guy spreading fake news right out the gate. It's Saturday. So again, it's so weird to have a premium event from the WWE happening on Saturday instead of Sunday. I have to say, the venue, I really do love the venue. Like, I stare in your background a lot when you're doing your show. I really fucking love it. Like, I try to make my background, which is actually, three-dimensional. Like, this is an actual arcade machine, people, right? I know that there's a virtual arcade machine in the venue, and we got an actual one here.
Yes, but is yours dedicated to Charlotte Flair, though? That's what my arcade machine is.
Talk about other robots today. We're talk about that one. Macaulay 999 says, "Sup, JD? Been watching you since 2017. Keep up the great work, bro. I watch your old Call of Duty videos a lot. Jackpot, motherfucker!"
That's an OG right there, man.
Yeah, for real. Brian Bat, very close part of the TSP family. Thank you very much. All right, so I woke up to a text from you today, and let me take the viewers back a little bit. About 8 days ago, I was looking this grown man in the face that you know is JD from NY, and I said, "Hey JD, I'm going to start posting videos of your progress." Keyword progress. Now you were a little hesitant about that. Explain why you were hesitant about that.
I want to document my journey in little ways. I've been, for the most part, pretty private about what I want to post online. You'll see pictures of my car or my cats. You'll never see any family or anything. I've mentioned family before, but never shown a photograph of family. You'll never see like my residence or anything. Most of it, you'll see a driveway where my car is. You'll never see my office unless I
never
want
see
you
your
to.
Mother's basement.
You'll never see my actual mother's basement. No. I actually do have a basement that Genius has seen, and it is quite nice.
Yeah, and it doesn't belong to his mother.
And it doesn't belong to my mother. No. Yeah, I mean, I want to document my journey because I want to see where I was when I started and then where Genius is going to bring me. Right. And I already feel a difference in the 2 months that I've been working with him. But the reason why I didn't want to post anything online is for, various reasons, trolls and, people are very superficial online and they'll pinpoint certain things to make you feel bad. And they don't really know the whole basis of the story, which this man does know the whole basis of the story because he was the one who filmed me in the 2 videos that he put on this channel. And he's the one that I am, training with. He's my trainer. So, he sees the progress, and that's all I really give a shit about. He sees it and his wife sees it. That's it. That's all I care about.
Both of the wives. They see it. The 2 of them are actually working on getting a thumbnail up for the stream. And, it's crazy. Before we got on here today, the first lady, Mrs. Evil, she's somewhere in the stream comments. She was just here. She was comparing, and the thing is, for me, like, I see you every, 3 times a week at the least. So I know that you are progressing because I keep like very real notes on things from heart rate, when you do your cardio. Every single rep that gets done in the gym is documented. Every single thing that we do. So I said, no, we're going to post this video because you're finally starting to show that from a movement pattern standpoint, you are holding it together consistently. So I want people to see what it looks like when somebody is finally starting to understand a movement pattern, and then show that through execution and also executing under load. Okay. So there was an older short where you were talking about Vince McMahon, and we were able to see the sculpting in your face, because we've talked about this in private, but you cannot take body fat from certain places in your body and then you're just going to make gains. Oh, I'm just going to burn fat in this part. No, your body is going to decide where it's going to take your fat stores from. So for me, like I said, I see you so often. I'm not really going to be able to see everything. We try to keep, I have you weigh in once a week. But, the scale doesn't really tell you the story because you are almost at the exact same weight as when we started 10 weeks ago.
Yes.
But your waistline is smaller. Your face is thinner. Your chest is larger. And the beer belly is, before you were like 3.5, 4 months pregnant, and not so much, maybe 2 months, right? So we're working on it here, right? We're getting this shit together, right? And Matos is he's absolutely correct here, because of muscle gain. Muscle is actually more dense than fat, so you can get smaller and still weigh the same or heavier when you build muscle in a strength and conditioning program. So I decided we are going to post these motherfucking videos so that people can see, because I'm proud of you. Now, JD, for the listeners out there, how tough of a coach am I when it comes to executing movement patterns?
I mean, I've known Genius for over 10 years now, and no matter what we talked about in the past and how friendly we were and how long we known each other, he's pushed me and has not been easy with me at all. If I could give you an example, we do cardio at his gym in his complex, and we do some basketball sometimes to fill out the entire day of cardio, and it's nothing but cardio. He is not easy with me, even though it's a fun activity. He's not really scolding me, but very forceful. Keep moving your feet, keep moving your feet. And you told me the other day when I went home, you're gonna fucking hear that shit in my dreams. And I'm still thinking about keep moving your fucking feet. You know, he pushes me to do what I need to do. If I don't do a hip hinge the right way, he'll notice it right away on what I'm doing wrong, and I try to correct it in mid stride. Or if I'm not doing a squat the right way. I mean, my squats were fucking dog shit when I started this program. And I feel pretty confident that I'm going to get better and better and better every single week. And I'm confident in my squat now because of the things that he's taught me. He's not easy on me at all. You know, I don't pay for easy way out. I'm serious about this thing. I'm traveling quite a bit to go where he is. And
we're going to get into that, Jay.
I'm taking it serious.
We're going to get into that. We're going to get into that. So let's not jump the gun here. But I see the mental work that goes into what JD has to do to execute on the instruction that I'm giving him. Now, a lot of times people think that when you work with a trainer, you're just going to be lifting a whole lot of heavy weights. It's going to be high intensity interval training. You're going to be dripping in sweat, and you're just going to be running to the ground, and you're just going to be naturally thin. Nah, it's not how it's going here. We're going to work hard. We're going to work target. We're going to work smart. And I'm going to get the movement pattern that I want out of you, because if you try to build strength on bad movement patterns, the chances for injury go up tremendously. So one of the things that I've worked on in my career, as I've actually helped people come back from injury. For those that know Louis Rossman was hit by a food delivery guy on a bike, and then in the ensuing chase, he tore his quadriceps before he met me. The doctors told him he would not be able to lift in the gym anymore. And then he ends up meeting me by chance. Did you know that I took him from using his legs as a kickstand to squatting over 300 pounds and deadlifting over 400 pounds? I've helped several people come back for some debilitating injuries. If you guys would just know of the injuries I brought myself back from, and I've helped other people come back from. Again, this is not some meathead shit. This is about improving your life and improving to yourself that you are better than what you think you are. And this is not some fucking fat acceptance, self-love bullshit. This is about earning the right to be proud of something that you accomplished. So when I start posting videos, you guys didn't see what JD did the previous 9 weeks when he came to me. This guy could not walk on 2 legs. He's like a baby fucking deer. We're less than 3 months in. And there's shit that I did not post because I lost the footage. But we're going to get into it. We're going to get into it.
Not only that, you've helped me with my sleeping as well. You know,
talk about it.
It's you know, I hit up Genius well before this program started with him.
Like 7 years ago.
You know, it's been put off for legitimately 7 years. He's not even bullshitting you. And, you know, in that time, I've had my channel, I had my podcast, and all I do, you know, I've been doing this full time for several years now. I sit in this fucking chair. I wasn't happy with the way I was feeling. I was having lower back pains. I was having neck pains. My sleep schedule was all messed up. It's still kind of messed up just because of the way the shows are, you know, and the way they go off the air. And I get off the air around 1 o'clock. I don't get to sleep till maybe 2:30, 3 o'clock. I'm trying to lessen that. But the point of the matter is, you know, I get up at 8 o'clock in the morning, 8:30 the latest, to go have breakfast. He's telling me half an hour after you get up, I want you to get some food in your system. I'm having my protein shake on the way to the gym. And I'm up at 8:30 every morning. Before I met Genius, I was getting up at around 10:30, 11 o'clock some days. That's one of the things that I wanted to change about this, because, you know, I feel like half the day's fucking wasted. And what am I doing? I'm just wasting myself away. With him, I know how to do the fundamentals in the gym. I feel stronger. I feel better. I feel good when I come home, minus the soreness from working out, which, you know, I'm trying to convince myself is all part of the plan. You know, if you're not feeling it, then it's not working. You know, he's changed me in a lot of good ways so far. And the most important thing is I'm excited to continue to see the growth. I'm actually hungrier now because of all this. And I want to get better. I feel better. I might not look the way that I want in 2 months, and I didn't expect to, but, you know, I want to see 6 months. I want to see 12 months. I'm going to be a completely different person than what you see right now at the end of this program. Believe me. And I'm excited about it.
And that's why we're doing this live stream today. So we're going to get into it a little bit, because one of the reasons why we even got into this program on the timeline that we did is because somebody wanted to make you look bad or make you feel bad because, you know, the way that they view the wrestling fan is very derogatory. Even though the wrestlers make their money off of the fans, they still don't have any respect for the fans. Do you know what class of people also does not have respect for the people that put the money in their pockets? OnlyFans girls, they don't respect you. If you're in this fucking stream and you have an OnlyFans account and you don't cancel that shit before we go off the air, we have a fucking problem. All right, so let's get into there's a channel called Super Fun Wrestling Time. Okay. And so I was unceremoniously and unpleasantly made aware that these people exist. And I just want you guys in the venue today. And before we get into this, okay, I got to do a little bit of self-promotion here because I'm trying to feed my family. Please like and subscribe to the stream, please, because you guys already know we're not going to get 1,000 likes minimum. But I need you guys to support the platform because we're trying to get to monetization on this channel. So the people that want to support our channel will be able to do so. So please, if you can find it in your warm heart, hit that subscribe button and let's get into it.
Look, I found Jerry's Facebook. Jerry. Do you know his name's Jerry? He's Jerry from New York. Did you know he's 42 fucking years old?
False.
Wait, did you say 42?
Yeah, 42.
False.
This guy walking around in Johnny Gargano shirts with his baseball cap on hiding his hairline. He was born in 1981.
False.
Maybe there is something about seeing somebody in a wrestling shirt all the time where you just want to pretend. Of course, they're super young. I would never assume as such, but that photo right there looks a lot older. So maybe it is just young man in a hat and a wrestling shirt, which is why Vince Russo is like forever 29 to me.
And look, there he is with why he wears a hat. Ladies, he's balding, unlike me. I shave my head by choice. I just look timeless and handsome. And this guy's 42, and he needs to wear that baseball cap. He wants to look 29. He wants to hide his hairline. Honestly, he looks a little older than Mean Gene here. And ladies, when I fight him, he better work extra hard. Luckily for him, at 42, he has been, ladies. He better be taking TRT for when I fight him, because this is going to be an easy win.
What the fuck is he talking about?
I don't know, man. I don't know. First of all, I didn't even know this individual existed. I thought he had fucking fallen off the face of the earth. Number one. Number two, he was supposed to be a part of a internet darlings community get together during WrestleMania 33 when it took place in Orlando. Apparently, Brian Zane, another good buddy of mine, content creator in the community, always had respect for Brian. He's a little bit more on the old school side of wrestling, very knowledgeable. He put the show together, and this guy wanted an invite, and Brian never invited him. Clearly, you see why. And he's been disgruntled ever since, apparently. So now he's got a dead YouTube channel, which apparently is the content that you see here. And most of the time, he's just shitting on things and not really happy about anything. So I don't know. And by the way, I'm 40. I'm not 42. For anybody that's listening out there.
Okay. All right.
But look, he's been working out hard, Bleedies. I don't know if you saw this yet. Jeremy Slapnut sent me this DM of a clip. Look at this fucking hilarious clip. So JD from New York has been in the gym preparing to fight me. And look at
my nigga.
Never
Who the fuck are you? Who are you?
Bro, I never said I would fight anybody, man. This is not about fighting anybody. It's about me getting better. I don't know.
So my co-host who ditched us, thanks, Cat. Love you, buddy. He actually did. He watched through this. And he put timestamps, and the dude just went. The dude just went off. Like, I am going to tear these guys a new one. And then we recorded a very emotional video about the 29-year-old man in Memphis who was beat to death by 5 police officers for no good reason. And then I just lost him. Joe Cronin Show says, and I think I recognize this guy. Remember when Scampoli attacked us, JD? And when you sent the lawyer after me? Haha, welcome to the YWC. We're all insane. Remember when Kevin wanted to beat up my wife? What the fuck?
No, Joe. Joe, we're not all insane. You may be insane. This scumbag may be insane. I'm trying to do one thing, bro, and you can make fun of me and fucking, say what you want about me and my fucking cats. You don't know jack shit about me since we worked together. I don't deserve anything in this instance when I'm trying to get myself better. And I'm the #1 fucking live stream podcaster, wrestling personality that does this shit in the community. That's a non-wrestling, non-superstar podcast. And I'll take that to the fucking bank, bro. Nobody is better than what I do. Nobody.
Who's Kevin, and why does he want to fight your wife?
I don't know.
Who the fuck is this Kevin guy? But I remember that you worked with Joe Cronin in the past.
And I enjoyed the time that we had together. But, he felt
might be time to bury that hatchet. It seems like the beef was years ago.
I don't know why. As of 6 months ago, he's still saying I fuck my cats. Needless to say.
I'm sorry, that's funny, Jay.
No, it's not funny. It's not funny when my 21-year-old cat has kidney disease. How fucking dare anybody? How fucking dare anybody say that?
Right. If you know if you actually know the ins and outs of it, then it's definitely if you know that, then it's not funny, right? And
I worked with Joe. I had a good time working with Joe. We had a lot of laughs, but he felt like, you
must take good care of that cat. 21?
21. Yeah, she's still kicking. She's got another. The vet says she has another 5 years if we take care of her. We just changed her food.
What the
people
fuck?
people like fucking Scampoli and Cronin don't know that. They don't really care to know that. They just want to berate and they want to put down because they fucking hate themselves. They have dead channels, but that's not me. I wanted peace, but I didn't want to work with Joe anymore because I didn't want that toxic type environment like you see here.
Right.
But Scampoli wanted to end his wife's life. Listen, bro, I see how fucking psychotic he is. He thinks I want to fight him. I don't want to fucking fight him.
Oh, so that's I didn't even think the video.
I didn't even think he was alive. To be honest with you.
What I'm hoping is, Jay, is that we can kind of start burying the hatchet with Joe Cronin right here, because here on
you can bury the hatchet. I tried to bury the hatchet, bro. I mind my own business. I haven't mentioned Joe on my channel in 3-4 years, man. I don't mention anybody. I do my own thing. I'm doing my own shit. But I constantly get brought up, And there's only one reason why I constantly get brought up by these people. It's because I'm succeeding.
Well, we're going to get into that. Because that is part of where I'm going to go with this reaction. But yeah, I would like to see this smoothed over, because right here on TSP we attack ideas, we don't attack people. Okay, so like I said, people are going to take accountability when they understand. Okay, I didn't know your cat was sick. So I'm hoping that we could start smoothing this over, because if you guys worked together in the past, you worked together in the past for a reason. So actually now I'm starting to feel a little emotional, because a really good friend of mine, who is a big New York Mets fan, her dog just died of cancer, and so what Joe said about his dog, man, it kind of brought me back to that. I try not to text her too much.
That's the thing, Genius. Joe. I knew Joe's dog passed away because he had Twitter and he tweeted about it, and then he got axed off Twitter for whatever reason, because Twitter is just fucking lame.
Yeah, it's
but
lame.
This is the part I didn't understand. Joe wants to say this about my cats. I fuck my cats and this and that. I sexually molest my cats, and it's a running gag. But right. Joe himself has pets. So why would he, a pet owner, say that to another pet owner when he himself owns pets? Well, I don't really understand that. Well, I take care of my cats, and I love my cats dearly. They are a part of my life. They moved 6 or 7 times with me. They've been through everything. They've seen people come and go. They are my family. So for anybody to say that, I'm very fucking sensitive about that. Nobody's going to talk shit about my fucking cats, because they themselves more than likely are pet owners. Right, so I don't really get that.
Yeah, I just think that sometimes when you get on the internet and there's a little bit of an inhibition thing there, and people make mistakes. And I think Joe Cronin would probably agree that he is not a perfect human being. So
you see Jake is in the chat. Jake does the same thing, but I let Jake get away with it because I love Jake.
Yeah,
and Jake knows me, and Jake knows what I've been through.
There's a rapport there, a long time rapport.
Yes, there's a long time rapport there.
You know what I'm saying? But but yeah, see, like, he'll make the apology, and this is the kind of shit I want to see. Joe Cronin stepping up like a man, apologize for the things that the negative it's great when he steps up here in the chat, but next week when he's on his show, he'll fucking let something slip. I don't trust Joe when he says something. Well, we're gonna try to turn over a new leaf today, because this is not about Joe.
But Joe knows I don't mention him on my show, and all the mentions that he's mentioned to me or mentioned about me previously, I really haven't rebutted anything, because quite frankly, I don't care, because I have my vision, and my vision is succeeding. So if Joe doesn't want to succeed, then I can't really help him there. But I haven't mentioned Joe in any way. So why does Joe continue to mention me, or why does Kevin Scampoli continue to mention me?
Well, we're gonna smooth this over right here, right now. As far as it depends upon me, because on my platform, I don't play that shit. So the dude is taking responsibility. I really do appreciate that, Joe. I hope that that going forward, we can just kind of continue to keep moving forward and not backwards. But Joe, man, this is why I don't have this is one of the reasons, because I have a lot of expensive shit in my house. I don't want animals fucking my shit up. But the other thing is, I had a pet rabbit, or we had a pet rabbit, and I discovered the rabbit when she died. And we didn't even have the rabbit that much, and it fucking broke me. I can't do animals in my house anymore. Joe Cronin says, JD's not wrong. I've been a dink, but it was only a joke. Of course you don't do that to your cats, and it's a joke. The listeners started it, not me. Sorry for that, man.
And Joe, listen, for me to you, I'm deeply sorry, because I know that I'm going to have to experience that day sooner or later. And I'm going to be the same way as you, bro. You may not even see me fucking do my shows that I do weekly because of how fucking heartbroken I am. I had to watch my mother take care of my grandmother's dog, and the dog died legitimately in her home, rushed her to the vet, and the dog died legitimately in the vet's office. And I had to watch my mom break down on her knees crying because the dog died, because while my grandfather was sick with Alzheimer's, fed the dog chocolate, and the dog died off the chocolate, and there's nothing that we could have done to save her.
Oh, yeah. I just recently found out that that's toxic to dogs. It's like, what the fuck is so toxic about it?
My mom is still heartbroken over that shit, and every time she mentions it, she cries, and it makes me cry.
Yeah.
So I know,
And
bro. Listen, I
don't
am
feel like being
deeply-
emotional right now. I just saw a black man get beat to death in the street, and I'm already
And Joe,
emotionally
you want to
fucked
know
up
what,
off
Joe?
that.
You want to know what, Joe? I watched your stream when you were talking about that shit, man. I seen you legitimately fucking holding back tears that I've never seen you do before. So I know. So you can imagine how it makes me feel knowing that you guys said that for so many years. And now I see where my Bacardi is and what's going to happen in the next 3, 4, 5 years. You know, I understand it, but you know, this is what people don't really understand about me and the love that I have for my animals.
Yeah.
But it just sucks that I had to hear it for so long. And now, you know, you used me as fodder for jokes on a podcast and everybody's ganging up on me. I don't like to hear that shit. And I never did. And nobody really cared. And you just continued to do it. So
one of the things that I think that you got to understand, and again, I get to see behind the facade of get him off my TV and shit roll. I see behind all of that stuff. And what you guys don't understand is that Jerry is not nearly as bombastic as like he has to use a lot of mental energy to get into that character to entertain you guys for hours every week. So a lot of these things, like, you know, when he gets off the fucking stream, when he gets off the fucking stream, that's it. Like he's you know, he's back to regular. I'm telling you guys, if you spent any time around JD, you would not know it was the same guy. It's just not.
No, I mean, Genius knows. Genius sees me 3 days a week. People that come to my meet and greets, when I do hold them, you know, they're like, they're always like, "Oh man, you're not the way you are online." I'm like, I know. I'm entertaining online. You watch to be entertained. I'm not that way online. People are like, "Why are you so shy? Why are you so quiet?" That's who I am. I'm not boisterous. I'm not cursing like that, you know, on in everyday life, only on the stream. Yeah. People don't get, you know, people say, "Oh, JD's racist" as well. This is another thing. You know, JD's racist. Meanwhile, I mean, what the fuck are you talking about?
My house is a Benetton ad. If he was racist, he would not be allowed in my house 3 times a week.
Most of the people that come to my meet and greets are black and Puerto Rican. So how am I racist?
I mean, we are in New York, so we are who we are. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, still.
Yeah.
Just listen. You're a meathead. Look at this guy. That's a meathead right there. This guy goes to the gym. This guy has gym vlogs, and we can bring up your vlog.
First of all,
let me give you my professional opinion.
First of all, bro, King James in the chat. Jay didn't drive his fake car to save his mom. The car's not fake.
We're going to get into that,
bro. The car's actually real.
No, dude, no. That's not how we're going to do this here, Jay. We got this. Because I want King 148 to stay in the chat. Don't leave. Because we're gonna go through this. So I'm gonna break this down right here. I'm gonna break this down from a professional point of view here. I'm not here to tear this guy down per se, although I do want to. But that's not what I'm gonna do here today. When somebody works really hard in the gym, but A, doesn't have the genetics, or B, the discipline to eat differently, you will see them in long sleeves, and then they want to show you their physique over long sleeves because the dude does not have an aesthetic body. So he's trying to show you through, like, you know, super long covered clothing, and he knows he's not aesthetic, which is why he wears all this stuff. So one of the things that real fighters don't do is point to their fucking bicep all the time, because combat athletes understand that the size of your bicep has absolutely nothing to do with your ability to engage in combat or combat sports. Moving right along.
And you're sweating, you're working hard, and it's like 1 a.m. You're like Triple H. You're there overnights, Triple H style, and you are the designated driver like Triple H. You're like the perfect guy like Triple H.
And the thing is that I'm pretty, like, even with all of that, I know that there are not women banging down his door. So, yeah.
Now let's see. JD works harder than you, though. Look.
My guy, Dr. Evil Genius, and I on Friday, man,
That's me!
We did some good shit in the gym, man. I've been hitting the gym 3 days a week with my guy who's a personal
3
trainer.
days a week. 3 days a week? If you're working out, it better be 7 days a week like me and Tyler Spite up, ladies.
So first of all,
Okay.
I never said I worked harder than anybody. I worked
Yeah,
harder
yeah.
to push myself. I never said I worked harder than anybody.
Yeah. And this is why this is part of the reason why we have the problems that we do in society, because more than anything that I heard in this video, and believe me, I did not watch a lot of this video because these are some miserable motherfuckers. You can, it's oozing out of their pores, the misery. But, oh, and thank you, Dante. Real fitness people don't go to the gym 7 days a week unless they work in the gym and they've got clients 7 days a week. Okay. I'm going to put it to you like this. You know what? I'm going to do you guys one better. I'm going to show you something why what you just saw is so toxic. Because the thing that warmed my heart the most is when JD decided that he was, see, you guys didn't see from the 2 clips that I posted, the 2 shorts that I posted here on TSP, I posted things that were very technical. It was not meant to show off how much weight he's moving, because the one time I actually got him to move the heavy weight, I lost the fucking footage. God damn it, I lost the footage.
I mean, and I was very proud of that, and that's why I said that at the end of my stream before I got into my super chats on that particular stream. You know, some of the clip that they showed, it was 135. I mean, I did 130. I mean, Genie's put 135 in front of me, and I'm like, I can't do this. And I picked it up, and it was like fucking, it was like a feather. So
yeah.
we and then he was getting fucking crazy with it because he's a personal trainer and he gets satisfaction out of that. We bumped it up to 185. You know, what you didn't see is I deadlifted 250 plus pounds.
Yeah.
He tried to do 275 and I could not do 275, but we're going to work our way there. And hopefully in a couple of weeks we'll get there. But I was above two. I was around 250. And I was very happy with that because I've never done that before in my entire life because I didn't have anybody to personally train me to learn how to do that. When I go to the gym, I did the fundamentals, cardio, lifting the weights, fucking doing the chest press on the machine. That was it. I mean, I didn't know anything. This man right here is teaching me things that now I can take to the gym when I want to go on my own. And now I know what I'm doing. That's the whole fucking basis of the program.
Yeah. And this is why, again, why I say that what these guys have done is so toxic, because it's not about you, Jay. It is about the people that listen to that kind of message and how they treat people who are starting or thinking about starting to improve their goddamn lives. So I'm gonna take you to the tweet that JD put up, because what you guys did not see, because I lost the goddamn footage. He was this close to moving 275 on the deadlift.
Yeah.
But then there was something that told you, oh my God, this is really hard. And you dropped the bar.
And this man here that's conducting this show with me, he was telling me, bro, you can do 260, 265, 275. He told me you can do it. The reason why I stopped mid-stride was because, you know, I'm very sensitive about my back and I felt like a little twitch in my back. And I'm like, I'm gonna put it down. We'll try it some other week. But I know I could do it because I didn't think I was going to do 135, 185, 225, 235, 250. I didn't think I was going to do anything like that, but that's the shit you didn't see. And they're judging me off of 135. I'm sorry I'm not built like fucking Bray Wyatt or I'm not built like Braun Breaker, but give me a fucking break. This is my first time doing that shit. And I'm going to fucking, and I'm going to kill it the next time we do it. And then when I fucking lose the weight that I want and I get stronger, what's the next thing that you're going to fucking criticize me about? My virtual fucking bar and my virtual fucking car that is actually an adaptation of my real fucking car. I'm sorry. And you know what's crazy, man? You know what's crazy? JD actually moved the bar at 275. The very first day he had ever touched a barbell in his life.
See, us personal trainers, we understand fitness math. So when I had him moving the 2 kettlebells that were 50 pounds, that's a 100-pound suitcase deadlift. What you guys didn't see, you only saw 10 of the 50 reps he did, right? So I'm doing the math because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to establish a new neurological pathway in his brain so that, because one of the greatest things about working with somebody who's never touched a barbell before is that they don't have a bunch of bad habits and chronic pain that I have to work through in order to get them to get to the next level. I was able to teach him like a fucking baby deer from the very beginning how to stand on your legs, how to articulate at the knee, ankles, and hips properly, how to make sure that your abs are present in stabilizing your trunk in these compound motions. So when I look at all of these different things that I had to teach him, remember, I am just teaching this guy movement patterns. For him to go from never touching a barbell in his life to actually moving the bar at 275, that is insane. I've never had anybody move the bar like that on day one of touching a barbell, ever, of any client. And I've got clients that are stronger than him.
And how long you been doing this?
I've been a personal trainer since 2012. So now I am in year 11.
11 years.
All right. So you have to understand something. You got to understand something, folks. When you see a progress photo or a progress picture, what you're looking at is somebody that decided to stop living life on easy street and start doing things the hard way. Do you know that JD travels the farthest by far of any client that I've ever had to meet with me in person? I've got clients that won't meet with me in person sometimes unless I go to them that live 2 miles from me. This motherfucker comes from fucking Long Island into Midtown Manhattan faithfully 3 days a week on schedule, follows instructions, except when I tell him to buy new shoes. This guy has done every single thing that I've asked him to do, and he does so with minimal bitching. Just a little bit of bitching, okay?
A little bit of bitching. Depends on if it rains.
Program. He says, I don't want any discounts. Whatever the price is, I'm going to pay it. I am not going to bullshit you on money. I'm not going to bullshit you on the situation. If you tell me to take a supplement, I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it as prescribed. I am going to follow instructions. The motherfucker is just learning movement patterns, and he has already found ways to live his life closer to pain-free, which is the point of fitness, is to live pain-free. There was a question that somebody asked earlier, and he said, this is Matos. He actually has a lot of good questions here. He says, have you set a goal you want to reach, JD, or did Genius plan it out? What did you tell me you wanted from me, JD, when we got started?
I want to slim up, and I want to put on more muscle. That's exactly what I told you.
Right. So it was mostly about aesthetics, right?
Yes.
Now, I told you that I'm going to do everything that I can do to get you to where you want to go, but I got to give you your fitness vegetables, so to speak. They're going to be stretching shit that you're going to have to do that's going to be boring. They're going to be movement pattern shit that you think that you got down, but you didn't get it down. And I'm going to make you do it again and again and again until I get the movement pattern I want. Do you think that you would have been moving the bar at 250 pounds on day one if I did not properly prepare you from a stability standpoint to be able to have your body hold itself together to properly move that weight without feeling pain?
No, I would have never been able to do it. I probably could have lifted it up, but my form would have been all fucked up.
All fucked up. And that little twinge in your back?
Yep.
That's a real fucking problem.
Yeah.
So why I thought that this guy making fun of him, oh, he's in the gym 3 times a week, blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm doing this. And you're still ugly, though. But you're still ugly. So what you doing? Anyway. JD says, and this was the day that he moved the 245. He says, thanks to my guy for pushing me and believing in me. Well, let's talk about that just a little bit, Jay. The believe in me part. Can you kind of go over a little bit what happened when I put the bar in front of you at 135 and I asked you for the RPE and you were like, damn, that was like a 3 or a 4. For those that don't know, the RPE scale is rate of perceived exertion. Basically, if it's a 1, you're wasting your time. If it's a 10, we need to call a doctor and get you medical attention. So you want to make sure that your intensity or the perceived intensity whenever you are going through your working weight is somewhere in the lines between 6.5 and 8.5. Like you really want to be tested so that you can force your body to adapt. So when I gave you the bar at 135, what was the number in the scale that you gave me when I just gave you the bar?
I think I gave you like a 3.
Yeah.
I looked at you sideways. I'm like 135. I mean, I don't think I could do that. And you were like, bro, when you pick this shit up, it's going to feel light as a feather. And I picked it up and I applied the right movements. So what I have learned from you, and you were correct, 135. And then you wanted to get a little froggy, and you're like, let's bump this up to 185. And then you looked at me, and I looked at you. And I'm like, really? I don't know, man. And you're like, it's gonna feel exactly like you did the 135. I did it, picked it up, and it was fucking easy as cake. What was the tiredness of me after that? It was a 3. So,
and then we moved to 205.
And then we moved to 205. You said the same thing to me, and I looked at you with fucking more side eyes. I'm like, I don't know, man. I did it, picked it up, 1, 2, 3. It was a little bit more harder. Obviously, we're going over 200 pounds, but it was easy as pie. And then I started to believe in myself, and then this guy started getting excited, and then he starts fucking getting even more froggy, 225, 240, 250, and I did all those. And my confidence, because I've never done it before, and I applied what he taught me.
Shout out to Great and Powerful 205 Live.
Yeah, 205 Live. Yeah. I started getting confident, and I applied what he had taught me, and then he wanted to really get me to push the button or push the whole process. 275. I'm like, I don't know. I got it up off the ground, but I couldn't do it. I'm not there physically, personally yet. I don't think, but we will get there, and I know I will get there because.
This motherfucker just lied to you. I watched this motherfucker move when he failed at 275. He failed because he didn't mentally believe that he could pick it up. And the first time his body told him no, he dropped the bar. Now, I told you that there are certain ranges of motion that showed me what you're capable of. And I knew when you failed on 275 the second time, because you had already moved the bar 30% of the way through. And I said, this is acceptable, but it's a little disappointing, even though I know this is your first time touching a barbell, because I know what you're capable of. 275 was yours on second attempt if you would have pushed it. Now, when you hear this conversation that we're having right here between the trainer and the client, does this sound like something that you should be berating and making fun of?
And
I don't know. But you know what? That day, when you actually moved the 245, you put this up. You said, I did things in the gym during my workout that I didn't think I was capable of. I feel good, sore, but good. So that was cool. That was cool. Okay? But I want to go through.
I walked back to the train that day, bro, and I walked back to the train home to go take the second train that I take home. And I'm like, shit, I had a good session. That was probably the happiest I've been with the entire program so far. I felt confident in myself. I'm like, I could do this shit, you know, because normally I'm afraid to venture off and do something new because like you talk about, my body goes into this, oh my God, danger. But when I get into it and I start saying, hey, I can do this, I can do whatever the fuck I put my mind to. And I know we're going to get better and continue to build on that. And that's very exciting to me.
Right. So here's the thing that I took a lot of pride in, Jay, because it was like, of course I had some pride because, you put this up and all of that. Sometimes you big me up and I'm not sure that I deserve it all the time. But that's like that imposter syndrome that a lot of us trainers have. Like we need to actually see our clients having tangible success to even believe that we are legitimate. And some of the trainers that you got, some of the trainers to the stars, they're always trying to prove to themselves that they are worth the money that they're charging. And let me let you guys know, I ain't cheap. You're gonna have to fucking pay me for my services. Ain't that right, Jay?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So these comments are the ones that that hit me, that really hit me. We're gonna look at Melissa Klein's tweet. I'm starting my weight loss journey for the first time in 5 years. I'm under 300 pounds. It also doesn't help that I lost my mother in March, but I know that's not an excuse. But you are, drum roll please, inspiring me. Folks, we all have aesthetic goals that we want to reach. We all want to look good so the bitches will swipe right on Tinder or whatever fucking dating app you use. Totally get it, and it's totally justified. Okay? Not that JD has that problem because, you know, he's in a committed relationship, right? But, you know, this is what fitness is about. It is about inspiring people because there's so many people, and I've already seen your comments in the chat, folks. Some of you are saying, dude, 3 days a week, I do 0 days. Maybe I should get my shit together. That is the reason why I posted those clips. Not to show, oh my God, he's moving light kettlebells and wasting his time. No, I want people to see what it is like when you are learning to move properly and what it looks like when you stick with it. Because it's not always about getting the biggest fucking muscles, right? We don't have Vincent Kennedy McMahon following us around the street, you know, laughing at us because we don't look like Braun Strowman or Chris Masters. Good for you, bro. All wrestling fans need a positive mindset right now.
Yeah,
right? Some people taking the piss.
I mean, I guess this is what was the result of when Jay Briscoe passed away. So,
yeah, because I think the news was starting to come out.
Yeah,
you know, people are giving you tips about cryotherapy, which are good. I think some of the offensive stuff, yeah, like when I see that you are having an effect on the people that are going to make them think about treating their body better, looking at pain as abnormal. You are not supposed to live in pain, in physical pain every day. Let me give you guys an example. You are complaining about one of your muscles like really, really hurting you when we get to the cardio portion, right?
Yeah.
How did I respond to that?
You became observant and you tried to figure out what I was maybe doing in my stride on Friday, and you pinpointed something that I noticed right away when you showed me in the video you took of me, and now we will try and work on that to correct it so I don't have pain in my shins or my ankles or my TA or whatever, because when I run I get pain running up and down my leg. Not bad, but to a point where it prohibits me from even going further on the cardio, which I knew if I didn't have this pain, I could probably do more cardio than you expect of me on a weekly basis.
Right. And so, like, because the thing is, you know, I'm always looking at a bunch of different things, and so when we go at a certain intensity, I'm looking at your heart rate.
Yeah.
And so one of the things that I'm able to see, is that even when you have that problem with the muscle that kind of gets a little tight, which is that muscle that's on the opposite side of the calf called the tibialis anterior, or the TA, right? Mm-hmm. Some people call it shin splints. But I was able to see, oh, wow. Matos asked some great questions. I'm going to answer all your questions, Matos, and any other great questions that I see, but a little bit later. I look at your stride, and my first lady is a marathon runner. So, she helps me put together some of the running programs for my clients that ask for it. And one of the things I was able to see is, okay, his foot strikes the ground a certain way. One of the things that P90X will not show you. Okay. I'm able to see like how, how his foot strikes, how stiff his knee joint is when he strikes the ground, and then shows that, okay, it goes up the chain, et cetera, right? Now, you said that when after I because I wrecked you yesterday.
Yeah.
I did ask for a lot of work yesterday. I think we did more like reps, 140 reps of hip hinge stuff.
More reps, less rest.
Yeah, and a lot less rest as well.
Feeling it today. Yeah.
When you changed the way that your feet struck the ground on the walk home, did you notice anything different in the fatigue in your foot and in your leg on the way home?
Yes. What was bothering me on the treadmill yesterday was not bothering me walking home.
Yes.
I was cognizant of the, okay, let me switch something up here. And normally when I get home, it's like, oh fuck, it's still hurting. But yesterday and today, it's not nearly as bad. Took a trip to the supermarket today, walked around, did some shopping today, and nothing. And I'm gonna hopefully apply that when I see you on Monday.
Yeah. And so yoga classes do help. Wow, this guy does 36 miles a week. Very good on you, Steve. And I know that you are seeing the benefits of this. Okay. So I have a huge problem with people who try to clown people for getting on the horse and then starting on the trail towards being better versions of themselves. I have a huge problem with that. You have people that have obesity problems that refuse to go to the gym because they think they're going to be laughed at. And I cannot tell you, in the gyms that I've worked at, how I've had to pull other trainers to the side and let them know, yo, making fun of the obese people in the gym is the opposite of what we should be doing in here. Those people need to be here. These people need to be encouraged to be here to take the steps that are hard to take. There's a reason why only 5% of people in the world actually go to the gym regularly, because it is not part of our nature as animals to do unnecessary work. And what I mean by unnecessary work is the work that is necessary to survive. We could all sit on our asses and get fat. We got technology. But it takes a person of a strong mind to say, you know what? I don't actually need to be doing this, but I'm going to spend the money. I'm going to spend the time. I'm going to travel a long distance and get my shit together.
And that was me. I didn't want to do it. Last year, I'm like, I ate what I wanted and I put on my t-shirts and nothing was fitting me good. And I didn't really feel good about myself and the way I'd go out. And I don't want that to happen this year. And Genius has drastically changed my diet as well, because I'm eating a lot more healthy. I'm looking at the serving size on everything that I consume. I'm not scarfing shit down the way that I used to. And I cut out the alcohol. Thursday is usually my off day to do whatever and watch my shows and have a nice adult beverage. Normally, before I met Genius, I was doing 2, maybe 3 adult beverages. You know how many adult beverages I had on Thursday this week, Genius? 0.
And how many did I ask you to have 0? Is that what I asked you to do?
Genius told me before I started the program, I do not want you to change anything that you are consuming at all. I don't want you to change anything. But you know what? I made a conscious effort to take out some of the alcohol. So
some things I wanted you to change.
Instead of having 3 drinks, instead of having 3.
One second. One correction. I did not say that I did not want you to change anything. For your original food log, so I can see where your baseline is for that week, I didn't want you to change anything. But one of the things that I told you is I don't want you to deprive yourself, because that's how binge eating and binge drinking starts and fucks up your life.
Yes.
And I'll talk about those concepts in a later video.
So instead of having 3 drinks, before I started the program, maybe I had 3, 4, maybe sometimes. I was very reckless. Now that's cut down 1, sometimes maybe 2. But I want, now that I'm in the program, I'm getting deeper in the program. I feel like I'm going to start cutting that stuff out, and I'm only going to do it recreationally when I'm out with family, or if I'm out at a bar with some friends or whatnot, and that's it. So I already see progress in that because, you know, some people use alcohol as a drive to escape something, whether they're depressed and whatnot. You know, I feel better that I said no to drinking on Thursday. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna have a little bowl of ice cream and then go to bed.
Yeah, you know, we actually
like a
talked
goddamn
about,
old man.
we talked about the serving size because I used to be a person that I could clear a half gallon of ice cream in about an hour.
Yep.
And I could just sit there and eat that shit.
Yep.
But then I realized over time, once I started like purging myself of a lot of added sugars, that really the only thing I needed was the sensation of the taste, the sweetness, and the coolness. And once I got that change of feeling, that was actually enough. I didn't have to sit there and eat the ice cream because it was there.
Yeah.
Right. So what we're doing is we're not just saying, okay, stop eating this and get to this calorie number so that we can drop weight on the treadmill, on the scale. Those things are kind of sort of true, kind of sort of part of the program, but really rethinking how we look at food and how we look at ourselves as people that eat food and saying, hey, we don't want to be like one of these crazy people that say, well, food is fuel and you should only eat broccoli, chicken, and fucking kale. I'm not one of those guys, right? Say, yo, use the calories that you are eating to your advantage by cutting down the portion sizes, slow down, actually masticate. We're talking about chemical digestion, followed by effective mechanical digestion, and then followed by effective chemical digestion. Get all the nutrients out of your food. Allow your body to give you the all clear sign instead of just shoveling food down your fucking gullet that you're not even going to process, right? All of these things, like we're changing the way that we look at certain things so that we don't feel deprived. These are all things that you guys can take away from this, because as much as I want to roast these fucking losers who are shitting on a guy who is more successful than them, objectively more successful than them,
by far,
it is more important for me to give you guys a message of the reason why these video clips went up in the fucking first place is because I want to show you guys that you guys can get started on changing your life, and progress is fucking progress. And it doesn't matter if you go from 0 to Roman Reigns in 3 weeks. That's not how it works. But I want to take somebody who's been a lazy sack of shit for years, talking a good game for years about getting started. He actually got started, and now he's thinking to himself, shit, I should have got started earlier because it's not that bad.
Yeah.
I'm better than I thought I was. I'm more capable than I thought I was, both physically and mentally. Okay.
And he better be doing cardio.
Well, hold on. Let's let him finish. He's been hitting the gym with his buddy 3 days a week. I am assuming he's going to say, the other 4, I've been running 7 miles. That's 28 miles. And then I'm working out with my trainer 3 days a week, okay? Absolutely getting my cardio up, and my shoulders are getting worked. How come wrestlers ignore their shoulder muscles? It looks like the most important muscle now. I'm done watching Sammy Guevara, Daniel Garcia, even Bryan Danielson. Can you guys do some front raises?
I'm gonna answer his question. The deltoids are a very tricky muscle to hit, because he's talking about his shoulder, talking about shoulders. The deltoids are very tricky muscle to hit for several reasons. Number one, the most unstable joint in the body is the shoulder joint, the glenohumeral joint. And so a lot of people feel pain when they kind of cross that joint improperly. The bench press, because people really care about the aesthetics of the pectoralis major, especially along the clavicular head. The aesthetics of these muscles, so that you can appear to be legitimate to the viewer, is more important, is more of a priority for the show's sake. But the thing is that the deltoid is kind of like the biceps, in that it's like a pain threshold muscle where you have to kind of just keep working through the pain threshold to get more volume and more resistance over time. And it's easy to injure the shoulder. It's easy to feel injured when you're not injured. It is just a very tricky muscle to hit. So because a lot of times, you know, some women will say, oh, look at the shoulders. And when you see somebody with extraordinary shoulders like Dwight Howard and people like that, then you really notice it. But most people's eye goes to the pectorals. And so people are going to focus on that. Most of you guys know every day is International Bench Press Day. It's always chest day. That is something that people are going to focus on. But most people do the bench press improperly as such. Normally, you want to have like a good 45-degree angle when you do at the elbow with the bench press. But most of you guys are at this 0-degree angle. And then you come, and then when you try to adduct the shoulder here, it gets really crunchy because you're really not supposed to come across this joint this way. So most of you guys do push-ups and bench press out here in this range, and it's very painful to the shoulder. So a lot of people really want to hit that bench press and they have pain in the shoulder. So then they end up also skipping the shoulder exercises. So you want to make sure that you have good stability in your upper back. You want to make sure that you're using the proper mechanics so that you don't cause pain, inflammation, tears. Shoulder's very tricky, folks. Make sure that, you know, whatever program you want to go through, listen to a fucking professional, because you only get one right shoulder and you only get one left shoulder. Once you tear it up, it's very difficult to come back from them.
Can I make a comment? Mal in the chat. Kevin's in better shape. Maybe you should take his advice. This man here that I see is not in better shape than Genius right here. I don't know what the fuck you're looking at, man. Give me a break. Come on, man.
I'm not, dude. Like certain comments I'm learning, I'm just not.
I'm sorry, man. It's just in my nature, man.
Because I know, but I've decided that I am going to go a certain route with this because we have 277 people in here, and most of these people are here because they support you. And one of the things that I want to do is I want to take some of your journey to help these people get better. You get what I'm saying?
I hear you.
So that's where I'm focusing at right now. So if people want to talk about this and that and all that other stuff, talk your shit. Continue to keep putting the same comment in the fucking stream like I haven't seen it and I haven't, you know, been ignoring it because it's worthless. I don't really care.
As I remember when I did 3 days a week.
You're right, baby. JD from New York wakes up and just cracks a couple eggs and drinks them raw every day. Look, we found the clips, ladies. Look at this. Before we see, like he's at the gym. Here we go. Are you impressed, please? He does this 3 days a week, you know.
Is that a Valpaca shirt? I'm in, dude. Let's work out.
Here he comes. Him and his boy are in the gym 3 days a week doing shit like this. Here we go.
Genos vacuum his grit and says Vlides does a better JD than JD.
This guy never looked more 42 than in this video. Look at him. He's fixing his shirt. And he's got this big gut. I think maybe you should warm up for 45 minutes. Maybe you should still be on the treadmill. Maybe skip the weights when you're that fat.
But I'm not fat.
I cannot tell you how damaging this is to people that are listening. Now, remember, they did this, I believe, either on a live stream or something like that. They did this on a live stream. Do you know the kind of message that they're sending to their own viewers, the few viewers that they have compared to JD?
Yeah, they're putting down somebody for working out and getting better. Meanwhile, half of the fucking audience that they probably attract are overweight slobs that don't want to get better and that they hate their life. I don't know. I mean, it's not the way I want to live my life. I want to get better. I want to be better every day. When I'm 60, I want to feel like I'm fucking on top of the world. I don't want to be a broken down old man when I'm 60, 70 years old.
And the thing is, you guys have to understand that what JD just said is 100% the truth. Especially when you cross age 40, your testosterone is lowering. There are certain chemicals in your body that don't produce in the same levels as before that allow you to replace old tissue with new tissue that is supposed to be an exact copy of the previous tissue. The next copy is going to be slightly degraded. because certain chemicals that your body produces that are meant to keep refreshing you, they decrease over time. So for them to be making fun of, oh, he's 42 and blah, blah, blah. No, this is what you should be doing as you age. In fact, I would hope that some of you people that still got a good, testosterone production in your late teens or early 20s, if you guys are sitting around doing nothing right now, I hope that this message finds you and you start to understand right now that this is the time to get your body in a good place and keep it there. Because you're going to be starting from a better position than somebody who's coming to me at age 40. That is just the cold truth of it. JD could have come to me earlier and gotten results earlier and probably would be in a better place today than he is. But you know what? You can't whine about what you didn't do yesterday. You can only focus on what you're doing here today. So better late than never when it comes to fitness. If this is the time that you feel like, well, I'm here, I'm finally going to do this, then fucking do it. He has the fucking balls to do it instead of saying, well, I'm already 40.
It sounds like I should have hit 4. I should have hit 40 and just gave up on the rest of my life, apparently, according to this fucking clown. I don't get it. Does everybody want me to just fucking wither up and die and fucking become a fat slob and not get better? I mean, it's almost as if the world is backwards.
I'm honored that Vincent Kennedy McMahon would make fun of me in my stream. Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah.
Is there no music at this gym? This gym sucks. Like, come on. Can we get some Slipknot in the background? This is an awkward. I feel like I'm not supposed to be watching this because it's so quiet in there. I bet the form's going to be perfect. Is he even? I'm so nervous. You can do this.
Slipknot hasn't done anything great since Iowa. So, I mean, maybe you should move on to somebody that actually knows how to write music now, bro.
Did anybody catch? Did anybody catch the insult that he thought was an insult? Did anybody catch that?
What did he say? There's no music at the gym?
I bet you the form is going to be perfect.
Oh. The form is not perfect.
Well, we're actually going to look at this with an eye, and you're going to tell me, because there's only one thing about your approach to this that was not proper. And we'll get into it because you're going to point it out.
This JD, I'm anyone out there, I'm pulling for you in your fitness journey. This guy can do it.
You know what? That is actually, yeah, you're right. That is a rule. When someone's working out, you're not supposed to call him fat. He ain't doing cardio, though, so I'm going to do it. And, Bleedies, I think the form is to blame. I think he worries too much about form that he forgets to, I don't know, be into the workout. All right, there's another clip after
this. Guy doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. He's trying to be funny.
Please, that looks like 40 pounds.
What's happening?
Look at that tiny ass fucking. Look at those weights. Just one plate on each side. These things are 15 pounds each. Here we go. Really get in there, JD.
Now, JD, what did you mess up here?
What did I mess up?
Yeah, it's right there. I paused it.
My grip?
Nope. Grip is actually pretty good.
I'm not down. I should have went lower.
So when your hips are stuck, at this high angle here, and you don't have the leverage, but you can't reach the bar, right? Yeah. What did you do to reach the bar?
I bent over, used my back instead of using my my quads.
This is a problem, folks. Folks, you're gonna learn some deadlifting shit here today, right? When he sets up here, he looks like he's about to do the right thing, right?
There we go.
But then when he goes to actually get the bar, he's leading with his shoulders and his head instead of moving the actual joints we came here to move, which are the knee joints and the hip joint. And then you ended up in a bad situation, which is why if you've never touched a barbell in your life before, you have to start light so you can get your fucking shit together and not get injured.
In there, JD. Look at that.
And he still moved his fucking hips properly.
Now off my back is grit and says, why is he lifting with his shoes off?
Look at this.
I love that fucking question. Somebody thought he was roasting JD and actually ended up asking a good question. Why is lifting without shoes a good idea? Now, I want to put, I hope you guys can see this because do you see these shitty ass shoes right here? How many weeks did I ask you to throw these fucking shoes away, Jay? How many weeks?
2 months.
2 whole fucking months. Why? Because these type of cross trainer shoes have an angle in the heel and in the toe. It is more pronounced in the toe because these types of shoes are meant to help reduce fatigue in running by when your foot strikes the ground. There is an angle where it kind of goes from the heel through the arch in your foot into the ball of your feet, and then that curl at the toe is meant so that when you plant your foot, it helps propel you forward. When you're deadlifting, the one place you don't want to go is forward. You don't want your weight balance to be tipping forward. That's how you fuck your back up.
Yeah.
One of the things that a lot of people don't understand about deadlifting is that you're not actually trying to pick up the bar. What you are trying to do is you are trying to go from a triple flexion position to a triple extension position. And so you are going to be using the hamstrings and glutes primarily to kind of put some force into the ground so that you can get your hips to go from behind your shoulders to underneath the shoulders again. A lot of people don't understand that. There are people that yank on the bar, and of course, the weight goes to their lower back, and then their back is fucked up, right? So the power, believe it or not, comes from the ground. And when you wear shoes that are heavily padded, like many of today's modern shoes, you cannot get you don't get accurate neurological feedback from the bottom of your feet to your brain when there is a buffer between your feet and the place you're drawing the power from. So if you don't have something like the original, because I know a lot of you guys, and you guys in the comments will definitely let us know, the original Converse, the Chuck Taylors, have no padding. So you get an accurate or very close to accurate neurological set of information that goes from the bottom of your feet to your brain and then back to your feet to let you know where you are in the world. And if you don't have those shoes, because I'm begging you to buy them and you don't buy them, then you're going to have to take your fucking shoes off. I bet, I'm going to laugh at this guy. I bet you his form is going to be perfect. And while I wake up with my back fucked up every day, and everybody thinks, wow, I wonder who's fucking him in the butt. No, actually, nobody's fucking me in the butt. I don't know how to lift properly. But look, I can show you my bicep in this baggy fucking sweatshirt, though. Motherfuckers don't even know what the fuck they're talking about.
His workout outfit. He's got his hat on still because he's 42. And he's got his Sting here from the WWE debut, the top poofy and slick back. He's in his socks. He's got his big fat gun out. That's his workout shirt. This guy should be dressed like Darby Allin right now. I wear spandex when I work out. Yeah, he's going to do it to failure, huh? Yeah, exhale. Oh, my God. How'd I do?
Yo, I got to tell you guys, when he does the, right? That shit fucking kills me every time. That shit is hilarious.
And why? So, JD, if you are listening, just keep your chin up a little bit. Like the way he was moving so slow motion and awkwardly is because you could tell he doesn't want to round his back, but also when your neck is pointing down, you're already rounding. So,
he's absolutely correct, folks. He's absolutely correct. What do I always tell you about your hip hinge? Your eyes should follow the motion. So when you are in triple extension, which is standing up straight for you non-fitness nerds at home, you should be looking directly in front of you. But your head should not move. So this is something that, of course, this is his first time touching a dumbbell, a barbell in his life. The very first time he's touching a barbell in his life, he's going to be a little apprehensive. Just a little bit.
Why are you doing that? Keep your chin up a little bit and fucking crank out some reps.
So here's the bad news. That was the good clip. Here's
Dalton Birch 123 has grit and says he has a poor form.
here's JD.
Now, what they're trying to do here is to say, oh, look, what he's doing is worthless. This was part of the warm-up clip that led to the barbell deadlift. So this is out of order. But they're trying to make him look bad when I posted this video first. And I posted the other video the next day.
JD from New York, his trainer put these on YouTube as shorts. At JD from New York 206, working his KB suitcase deadlift 2 times 50 pounds. Ladies, I do curls with 50-pound dumbbells. I do full boxing cardio with 30-pound dumbbells in my hand in a weighted vest. I'm sick. Look at this guy, 250 pounds.
What the fuck? Because if you're doing weighted punches with 30 pounds, you've got a bad trainer. And I get the impression that your trainer is you.
I don't think he can afford a trainer, bro.
Well, I wasn't going to go there.
I mean, he's got a cock toy with a Christmas hat on his desk, bro. I don't think he can afford a fucking trainer.
What the fuck? What the fuck does what he does in the gym have any bearing on what JD is doing at the start of his program?
And this is a 100-pound kettlebell. This is 100
Yeah,
pounds
there's
combined.
2x50.
This is not 2 equaling 50. It's 2 times 50, which
50,
is 100.
right.
He's obviously failed
So it's 50
mathematics
on
in high
both
school,
times.
too.
And the only reason why he's not doing heavier is because in my facility, this is the heaviest that the kettlebells go, where you actually get a pair of them.
Yeah.
So if I had a pair of 70s, he'd be doing that shit. If we had 48 kgs, oh, you'd be doing that shit. All right. But the only things that we have as far as like kettlebells that actually match each other in weight, the highest we have is 50, which is why, because he burned through them like a fucking maniac, I had to move him to the barbell.
Which we did 75 pounds in a squat the other day.
Now we did
Or was it 75?
oh yeah, we did the
it was 75 pounds. You said that was the maximum.
Right. Yeah, because the heaviest dumbbells we have are 75 pounds, and the heaviest pair of kettlebells we have are 50 pounds.
Yeah.
Right. So at some point you're going to graduate from my, personal setup, and you're going to be going to where the dumbbells are 100 and the max on the dumbbells are like 130. I think their max kettlebell is only 80 pounds though, and they don't have sets of those, and their heaviest set is only 65 at that particular location. But then we did other hip hinge stuff that was heavier than that is more stressful to do, because it's a lot on your grip strength, because the longer that you hold heavy weights, the weaker your hands are going to get, the more sore they're going to get, the less able you are going to be able to hold on to the bar. So I had already given him a shit ton of reps to do. I killed his hands before we went up through the barbell, 135, 185, 205, 225. He failed 3 times at 275. I brought him back to 245. He got to 245, and then I moved him to 265, and he failed on that twice, and then we stopped it because he was running out of energy at that time, right? And this is after I had his heart rate up to 193 beats per minute on the treadmill to start. We start by getting his heart rate up to damn near 200 beats per minute. That's how we start.
He ain't lying.
What do you call those Joe Rogan things? Kettlebells? That's a kettlebell. They have a handle,
he's a fucking idiot.
He only has
what do you
50
call
pounds
those
in each
Joe
hand.
Rogan things?
And I don't mean to degrade people that love kettlebells, but even kettlebells for this kind of movement, they're just a little higher up than a dumbbell. So you don't have to bend over as far. You don't have to go down as low.
The thing is that when you go down as far as a dumbbell allows you to go down, it forces you to either pull your hips below your knees or pull your shoulders below your hips. So if you have to go down, in that range of motion to go get the fucking dumbbells, you've already broken the motion. You already failed the motion. Once your hips come down below your knees or your shoulders come down below your hips, that's why dumbbells don't work in this scenario. But he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Well, he's got an oversized hoodie on, and he's got the body type of Husky Harris, bro. What do you expect?
And the thing is, I don't want to shit on the guy because he's in the gym.
Maybe
so I don't want to shit on him for that.
Maybe he's a personal trainer. Maybe he's Scampoli's personal trainer.
I would not pay this guy $20 an hour for his advice. He got one thing right, and that's to keep a neutral spine and don't tuck your chin. But I will tell you, even though I don't want JD tucking his chin on the deadlift, I would much rather him do this than to be in this position most people are in on a deadlift.
So having the kettle, having the ball
He
portion,
his grit and
it
says
just
this guy
raises
has
the handle
Gino's
for
form.
you.
His dad beats his
So-
mom because she gave him a pussy son.
instead of
So we're going to laugh about domestic violence. Do you see the kind of audience that they have and who they cater to?
Trash
That's
people.
a fucking problem.
Trash people.
You know, you had some asshole idiot in the comments talking about, he couldn't go save his mom. Did you live in your mother's house?
I do not.
So how are you going to go save your mom from 20 miles away, 20, 25 miles away? What are you gonna do?
My parents are 4.5 hours away.
4.5 hours. So
From where I
4.5
live.
hours
Yeah.
is what? That's about 270 to 300 miles away.
Yes.
I know, because I drove to fucking Vermont
Yes.
in October, and from New York City to Vermont, past fucking the Ben and Jerry's factory, that was like 4.5 hours. Well, for me, I'm not going to tell you how fast I was driving.
It's
I
quite the quality audience here, bro. They're making fun of somebody bettering themselves and becoming a better person, and they're praising and basically saying yes to domestic violence. I mean, we're quality human beings, bro.
Yeah, and it just
instead of having a dumbbell, which would be around the ball of your ankle, you're now going with something almost mid shin. So it's a lot easier of a lift.
And when you're JD, it's up to your knees. So look at this 42-year-old midget with his hat on. That's his workout hat, ladies. It's laundry day too. This is his workout clothes. Here we
Is
go.
that a Roddy Piper shirt? I was like trying to figure out what that is. It has to be Roddy Piper, right?
The other caption down below. Yeah, it must be. It says JD improving his hip hinge. I fucking hate shorts. You can't scroll down. Improving his hip hinge. Let's watch him improve his hip hinge. Look at this. Do it to failure, JD. 50 pounds in each hand. Oh my God. Why is he that slow about it?
You want to answer that question, Jay?
Because I'm a perfectionist and I try to perfect the movement instead of just going into the movement, knowing that I know how to do the movement. Something that I'm working on, but I'm a perfectionist and sometimes it can make me feel mechanical. So,
yeah. And this is something that I talked to you about a lot, right?
Mhm.
Right. And yesterday we were working with the hip hinge again. And I have to say that you were definitely more
less robotic.
yeah, you definitely got in it. But the thing is, I told you don't have all day.
Yeah.
Like once your hands start tiring out, there's a fucking clock. You're on a clock,
Yes.
right? So you can't afford to do a set that should be done between 37 and 42 seconds. You don't have time to be taking 70 seconds because then you're not going to be able to get the other reps
Yes.
that are in the program.
And then holding the weights with my hands, and it's going to be more tiresome in the end, and I'm not going to be able to complete the rest of the activities that you have lined up for me.
Yeah. So I know that some people are calling for mods. I'm gonna say this one time, Mr. Matt Jackson. I'm gonna say this one time. We're gonna need you to start commenting on shit instead of like repeating the same toxic shit over and over again. We get it. You don't like JD. But you're going to have to come with something either more entertaining of a troll, you're going to have to be funny, or you're going to have to add something useful to this conversation. And if you find that it is impossible to do one or both of those two things, it is then we're going to use the block button. I'm only going to say this once. Moving right along. Okay.
I'm gonna fuck this guy up when we have a fight. And we gotta be shirtless, JD. Sorry. That's coming up. And hatless. You're not allowed to wear the hat when I beat the shit out of you. Look at this. Look at this trainer. Good job, JD. I loved your NXT review. This is really good stuff. This is Braun Breaker level shit. Was he look fatter standing up like that or leaning over? This ain't even a workout.
Long clip. Why is the trainer record it? Like, we got it. We can see the movement. The hip page looks a lot better. This is fine.
Yeah.
Why the whole thing?
Why the whole thing? Because when you're working at a weight that is probably somewhere around 40% of your 1 rep maximum, 40%, 140. Yeah, it turned out to be about 40% of the 1 rep maximum. The focus of the motion isn't about lifting the most weight. The focus of the motion is maintaining the movement pattern, which is why I said improving his hip hinge mechanics. It's about making sure that the motion can transfer to more resistance. So if you move somebody too quickly to a higher weight, what ends up happening is they start bowing in the lower back, which would be the thoracic, the lumbar spine, or they're going to lose it in the middle back, which is the thoracic spine. So you don't want to lose the lumbar, and you don't want to lose the thoracic. So when you are about to prepare somebody to touch a barbell for the first time in their life, you need to make sure that you double, triple, quadruple, quintuple down on proper movement patterns so that, because most people get really freaked out mentally when they see the barbell. They look at it as this almighty thing that they can't do. So my job is to keep him mentally in the zone so that he's done this motion 70 times before he ever touches the barbell. So that when he touches the barbell, he doesn't freak out and tweak his lower back. So I think I've kind of made my point here. The thing is, people, I need you guys to understand something, that fitness is not about impressing other people. Fitness is about impressing yourself. When we moved on that barbell back squat, which I did not post the videos of yet, I'm going to post these fucking videos. His first time being under the barbell, which freaks everybody out their first time, right? You want to talk about that? You want to talk about that experience?
Yeah, I was very hesitant to do it because, you know, I never had anybody train me specifically on how to do it properly. I never once tried it myself because I didn't know what to expect, and I didn't want to hurt myself because I knew lifting something like that without knowing how to properly use it was going to hurt me, and I'm not stupid, so I didn't do it myself. But when I actually, you know, did it in the gym with you, it was a little weird at first because, you know, you got this big metal bar and these heavy weights on either end, on both ends across my back, and, you know, again, just like the deadlift, I did it, and I'm like, wow, that wasn't as bad as I was expecting it to be. And I'm looking forward to it again the next time because whatever we did, I don't know how much we did. What was it, 200 or so?
No, on the squat, you didn't want to go above 135.
Okay, so yeah.
And I was pushing you too, but I didn't want to push you too hard.
Yeah, I know. Next time we'll get to the 150, 180. It'll be up there. But again, for the first time, I was very pleased with my progress because I didn't even think I was going to be able to do that.
Yeah, I never put more than 100 pounds of somebody's back on day one on a barbell back squat. But you proved to me with your movement patterns that you were probably going to be able to move 185, which is why I was trying to push you. Let's talk to Robert Pyers, is his name? We're going to talk to you right quick because Robert just showed his ignorance. And it's okay because we're going to learn something today. Okay. 70 reps is too much, you retard. So you've already lost the argument because you went to an ad hominem attack. You've already lost. Now, I actually know what I'm doing professionally, and I know that you don't. So I knew that you lost the argument before the personal insult that was unnecessary. Okay, you're overworking the muscles. Now, if the class was paying attention, I said we did 70 reps at 40% of 1 rep maximum. Do you know what a 1 rep maximum is, Mr. Robert Pyers? Do you know what a 1 rep maximum is? And do you know how the 1 rep maximum translates to the 3 rep maximum, the 5 rep maximum, the 10 and the 12? Do you know what that is? You don't, because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Now, if I tried to get 70 reps out of him at 75% of 1 rep maximum, then I'd be a fucking retard. But that's not what I asked for. I asked for 70 reps at 40% of 1 rep maximum. Hey, Mr. JD, did you feel like your muscles were overworked before we started the barbell deadlift, where you did the 70 reps of the suitcase deadlift at 100 pounds first? Did you feel like your muscles were overworked?
I did not. No, not at all.
Interesting.
I don't know. Maybe I should hire Robert as my personal trainer. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, he says that his shoulder press is more than JD's squat. Yeah, no. And
yeah, I could really tell with a fake soccer avatar now. I mean,
yeah. And,
wow,
and
man, you're really blowing us away there with that physique.
Yeah, I know, right? And you know the guy lives with shoulder pain and doesn't understand why. But I'm not giving you that for free. You're gonna have to pay me, because if he has to pay me and you're gonna act like an asshole, you definitely gonna have to pay me. But anyway, I like this. Rick Allen is one of my favorite trolls. Show some love to this guy. So you're like Usman, you mean? You only go 40% effort. That was really good. Oh, I like this. Now, this is a funny troll. So for those that want to know what my qualifications are, I have a personal training certification in regular, what do they call it? They call it CPT, Certified Personal Trainer. So that's just like baseline fitness. That's the baseline cert that you start with, but you should get more education. So what I did was I went to SFG. I got kettlebell certified there, a strong first kettlebell. I also did TRX. They have 2 certifications. I got 2 of those. ISSA, strength and conditioning. And now I'm working on bodybuilding and some like online business shit that's really fucking boring. Yeah, I've been getting educated in fitness, and I actually have the ear of some of the best minds in I have the ears of some of the best minds who are even better at me, that make sure that my science is right and that my approach with my clients is right, so I don't get them fucking injured and I can continue to get paid more than you.
Bro, you're a scammer. But
yeah, I love that. That's good trolling, though.
Bro, you're
that's
a scammer. You're a scammer, and he couldn't spell degree the right way. And he's asking you about your degree.
One guy's a Bruins fan, and the other's a Rangers fan. I'm the Rangers fan, and the Bruins fan did not show up. And I was talking to him 10 minutes before we went live. So he probably had some pain and had to take a nap. He has a torn ligament in his hip. So, and he's got surgery coming at the end of next month. Say a prayer for Captain Paul. So I just really wanted people to understand that this is a journey. This is a marathon, not a sprint. And we're going to document his progress, because I want you guys to see that there are no get fit quick schemes. You're going to have to do the hard work over a long period of time. You're going to have to teach your body how to deal with food a different way over a long period of time. You're going to have to teach your body how to deal with skeletal stress and skeletal muscular stress over a long period of time. You're going to have to be consistent. The progress is going to be slow and steady, but it is going to be worth it, because we're not just talking about aesthetics here and how much you can lift. We're talking about living a healthy and pain-free life. Fuck all that fat acceptance bullshit. Because your organs are telling you that that fat acceptance bullshit is bullshit. This guy just started, and this guy has exceeded all of my expectations for somebody who's been a bump on the log for how many years straight?
Pretty much since I started the podcast, yeah.
So again, we're not looking for, and the thing is, when you hit me with this shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to say, well, this is why I didn't want to post anything. Said, no, we're going to go the opposite direction. We're going to show the world where you came from. And then when you get to where you're going, ain't nobody going to be able to say shit to you then. Oh, look, JD went from a fat slob to a fit guy after age 40. Ha, 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 ha. Her, der, der. If that's all you got, your life sucks. And I don't give a fuck how much I can lift this. You wasn't lifting that when you started.
No, sir.
And let me tell you something. One of these losers that are on this show with this loser ass fucking dead ass podcast. You guys were not moving the kind of weight JD's was moving at the start. You guys were not moving the kind of weight that you're moving now. You were not moving the kind of weight that JD is moving at the start. So if you want to compare your years of lifting to what he's done in 2 months, go right on ahead. But it's not going to stop this train. I'm going to keep the guy healthy. I'm going to keep him motivated. I'm going to continue to keep pushing the envelope of what he believes he can do. And he's going to be better. He's going to be a better podcaster. He's going to be a better boyfriend to his girl. He's just going to be better all around. And where are you going to be? That's up to you, really. Where are you going to be? Still talking shit about people who are more successful than you? Because I'm going to tell you, I don't want to talk shit about these guys because technically they're more successful than me. We just started this podcast. We just started. We're trying to get to 1,000, right? But we're working hard. I can't shit on these guys. They've got 8,400 subscribers. I've got 10% of that. So this is not about tearing them down. This is about lifting you up. That's why we're here. We're going to respond to this toxic nonsense to let everybody know that's watching both live and long after the show is done, that no matter where you are in life, you can make the decision today to make better decisions today. It doesn't mean that you have to go out and hire a personal trainer at my rate. I'm expensive. But maybe you drink a little bit less alcohol. Maybe you don't eat the whole pint of ice cream. Maybe you chew your goddamn food instead of shoveling it down your gullet. Maybe you try to get to 70 ounces of water consumed per day. Maybe you're going to do one thing that is going to make your life filled with more pleasure and less physical pain. What do you got to say, Jay?
You pretty much summed it all up. I mean, that's why I got you. That's why I am working alongside you, and we're going to keep the train rolling, like you said. The thing is, I said this to somebody else earlier today. A lot of people can't really say anything about my wrestling stuff anymore because I've been fair and balanced ever since Vince left, quote unquote, for now, keeping my fingers crossed. So they really can't say anything about my wrestling opinion.
My wife feels personally attacked. That means we gotta have a discussion when we get off the stream.
They can't really say anything about my wrestling opinion. They can't really say anything about my podcast and the way I conduct my podcast and the production and the look of my podcast, the sound. Anybody that says anything negatively about that, you're just jealous because you can't afford what I can do for my show and you can't bring it to the level that I have it. So what exactly is your direction now on where you're going to take your vile toxicity out on me? You're going to go for my looks. And now I'm working on my looks with Genius, and I know Genius is going to get me to where I want to be. So after I get to that point, what's the next thing that's going to be? You have nothing. So I don't really see the whole point in it. Never said anything about these people. Didn't even know they were alive or existed. So, And I've been pretty calm. I've been pretty tame on this fucking show. I didn't really say anything outlandish like they have. I mean, they went overboard. I'm going to do my thing tonight. I'm going to have 6,000 fucking people watching me live, and that's all I really care about.
Yeah, boy.
And,
that reminds me.
I'm going to do my Royal Rumble shit. You want to know why? I am where I am right now because of hard work, and I know my shit, and I know how to run a channel, and I love what I do, and people see that, and it's going to pay off for me, and I can't wait to spend my time with everybody watching the Royal Rumble. And the only reason why people are the way they are is because they're jealous of what I've accomplished. And I know I'm not big. I'm not the biggest, but I mean, I'm certainly well off than these guys. I mean,
Right.
they look at their content. I mean,
their
where are they going to go? Where are they going to go?
No value to anybody.
No, there's no value there at all. I mean, you're in your own bubble, and I'm expanding, and connections have been made, and you know. You guys seen who's in my DMs and whatnot. I mean, I may be hated, but I'm also respected in some of the circles as well. So it's, it's very, I'm very humble. I'm very appreciative.
Yeah, a lot of you guys don't know that because he goes off on the podcast, but you guys like he's it's weird to like watch him live, and I'm laughing my fucking ass off. But then when he shows up to work, because like my gym. I live in like one of those luxury apartment buildings in New York where they have like the gym and the basketball court and the pool tables and all that shit. He comes to my house, he sits on my couch, and he's just you like if you don't see him, you don't know that he's there because he just never really says anything. You just hear he's a consummate guest. The ladies, my ladies love hosting him when he comes here. They always take care of him very well. The ladies take care of you real nice.
Always.
They make sure that he's comfortable. And, remember that your journey is about you. And I'm not just going to say that to JD. I think that I'm going to say this to all of you in the chat. Don't worry about where JD is, because JD, if you haven't started already, is ahead of you. But he got started 10 weeks before you did. Worry about tomorrow being day one of week one of you just doing something better for your body. That's all you have to do. Now, I forgot that we were doing this, but normally we have something on our platform that I created called Filthy Casual. Okay? Now, stay with me here. We normally cover UFC events on Filthy Casual. But the UFC is off this week. So I said to JD when he came to the house yesterday, I was like, if people would watch me do or join me where we all watch the Royal Rumble together, would people show up for a Filthy Casual Royal Rumble style? So he said, you know what? I'm going to hit up Jesse. I'm going to see what my viewers want to do. And we'll see. So you put it up there, we put the link up there, and then people started subscribing. So it's like, well, we're doing it. If one person would have subscribed off that list, we would have did it, and we would have streamed to one person if necessary. But that was really cool of you to do, especially we're a tiny platform trying to grow, trying to have some Jeremy Lewis is definitely one of your fans that he's been like really fucking loyal. He made mod on this channel like that because like he's the bee's knees. So shout out to Jeremy Lewis. Yeah, so I was thinking about it. I was like, you know what? We're gonna do this Filthy Casual. So me and Mrs. Evil, not a thing, thing one will be here. Thing two will probably be off the camera. Probably wave her hand in front of the camera. She doesn't like to be in the camera. But we're going to do this Filthy Casual, and we're going to cover the Royal Rumble. Now, I want you guys to know something. When I think it was Roman Reigns, when he won the Royal Rumble, instead of Bryan Danielson, when everybody was doing the yes, right? And I remember the end of that, the boos just rained down. Like I've never heard before. The boos just rained. That was the last time I watched WWE regularly. Now, Mrs. Evil stopped watching it because every single time Cena got his ass whipped, 5 moves of doom, you can't see me, and he wins again. She got tired of that shit, so she stopped watching. But what we are going to do is we're going to do a watch party for the Royal Rumble tonight, right here on the Talking Shit podcast. And you know what I can guarantee you? Captain Paul will not show up like he did not do for the stream.
I'm sure he's got a good reason.
No, I'm always gonna roast him. We're always gonna roast him. So the thing is, JD's kind of got me back into wrestling a bit. I've been watching JD, but not watching the shows. I did watch Monday Night Raw this week. But I had a friend that I was hosting yesterday, and I wanted to watch the Rangers get a 4-1 win over the Vegas Knights. So I did not watch SmackDown, but I did watch your review of SmackDown yesterday. So I'm a little bit well,
you should be caught up then.
Yeah, I'm a little excited. I'm a little bit scared because people are going to come over and I'm going to be like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah.
And, oh, that motherfucker's still wrestling? I think it'll be fun. It'll be fun. I do want to get to some of these comments that I starred because Matos had some really great questions. Early, he asked, how often do you train in the week? Is it a split or normal cardio only? So what I've done is that I don't want to kill the guy and then kill his confidence. So I'm ramping him up. So what I have him do is we've been ramping up the intensity for 12 minutes on the treadmill. So he started at like 2.5 mile pace, then 3.0, 3.5, 4.0. And all this time, I'm watching his heart rate to see if his heart is working a little bit more efficiently and how much efficient session to session. So we've moved his intensity way high because we don't have, we do have a lot of time, but I really should be charging you for 2 sessions every time because we're like in there for 2 hours, right? I don't do that. We have time, but we don't have time. I don't want him, running all of his energy out before a session. So we stick to 12 minutes. We just raise the intensity. So we do that first. But then there are certain times where it's like, okay, I'm going to focus on compound movements and then double joint movements and then isolation toward the end. In the middle of those days, I'm looking at abdominal stability and other ancillary work to make sure that he stays stable and also can recover from the heavy work in the beginning of the week so he can do more heavy work at the end of the week. Now, in the middle, we kind of shake it up a little bit. This week, we hit the basketball court for an hour, and
it was at least for an hour.
Move your motherfucking feet.
Move your feet, yeah.
Right? So you're not just going to do some fucking shoot around shit. I'm going to make you move your fucking feet. And you're like 5'8". I'm 6'3". Occasionally, if you start to kind of lollygag, what do I do?
You tell me go fucking get the ball and stop fucking slowing up and running like an old man.
And then sometimes I throw your shot back in your face.
Yeah. To wake me up. Yeah.
Yeah, like move your goddamn feet, right? So I'm mixing up different forms of cardio to not only improve his cardiovascular function, but I also want to keep his mind moving. Because if you do hamster wheel cardio, you actually lose a lot of the benefit from it. So I want him to do different modalities. The movement patterns are going to use some of the same mechanics as every human being, hip hinge, squat, etc. But I want him to do different things so that he knows how to do different things and that he also doesn't mentally check out and that he's not paying attention while he's working. I need you to pay attention to every single rep that you're doing because the one rep that you're not thinking about, that's the injury that puts you on the shelf for 4 weeks to 12 months. And I've seen it happen to people.
Yeah.
I remember this one guy who's on TRT. I remember he was deadlifting heavy and his biceps tendon snapped and his bicep rolled up his arm, Rey Mysterio style. Anybody remember that? when Rey Mysterio tore his bicep live, and he had that big bruise on his arm, like the way that Cody Rhodes has now. And then the Big Show, who was a heel at the time, when he was strapped to the gurney, he took the gurney with Rey Mysterio on it and it smashed it into the ring post.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many of you guys remember that. I remember that. That shit was crazy. How did that start first with JD and Joe that they streamed together back in the days? I'm gonna let you answer that.
I think I hit up Joe. I hit up Joe because I thought he had a good broadcaster voice, and I'm like, this guy sounds cool. He's got similar attitude as me. He's very raunchy and very risque in what he's saying. So let's team up, And I think Joe had more subscribers than me at the time. I think he had almost double the subscribers than me. So he opted to work with a smaller channel, and things just got started there. We did our own show for about a year, and things were going great. Donations were good, and whatever he did there, and I just didn't want to be a part of it anymore.
Right. And sometimes things just run their course.
Yeah,
and it even happens with relationships, right? Some people say, well, there had to be a bad guy or a bad girl in the situation, right?
Yep.
Sometimes it's just, it ran its course. I did a show on another network with one of my best friends ever, and they cut our contract, but there's no bad blood. It's just we're not doing the show anymore. We could still be cool. It doesn't always have to be that there is a bad guy. Sometimes it's just two good guys, and that's just what it is, Yeah. So I do want to thank you guys for the support. Jen said JD brings numbers, and he does, man. So I want to thank JD for coming on here, and I want you guys to know, losing weight is hard, yo. It's not easy, because if it was easy, everybody'd be doing it. They wouldn't have scientists looking for pills you can take to lose weight.
Yeah.
Okay, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. But the obesity rate is the highest it's ever been in the history of human beings. So I want to thank JD again for putting himself out here, because again, you're a really private guy.
Yep.
And you've done a lot of hard work. I mean, your dumbbell chest press is getting to be pretty good, right? And it's it's your intensity. I have a lot of respect for what you're doing. And one of the things is, JD has never canceled a session.
Nope.
Now it's going to cost you $150 if you do.
Yeah.
But the mindset is why you're going to win. And I told you when you started this, I said, nobody really, how many guys are getting 100,000 subscribers on YouTube talking about wrestling?
Not many.
Because nobody respects wrestling fans. Let's just call it like it is.
Yeah.
And even for the people that disrespect JD, he's one of the few people that respect your fandom of a piece of entertainment that most people make fun of you for.
Yeah.
So
a lot of people don't see it that way.
Yeah, and it's, the thing is, you put a lot into this, and you've grinded. You didn't ask for any fucking handouts.
Nope.
And you grinded to 140K. So congratulations officially, publicly. I'm telling you now, congratulations on 140K.
Thank you.
And, again, if you want to talk shit about JD, okay, cool. And Jen makes a very good point. A lot of these people, once they get a certain amount, then they go Hollywood on you.
Yep.
And we don't do that here on TSP. We don't run with people like that. We remember the people that were here in the beginning. And you know what? I think that you might have inspired Susan D'Ambrosio here.
That's good. That's
what we could talk about those other guys. But to be honest with you, I don't know those guys personally. I can only respond to the shit that I saw them say.
Yeah.
And thank God I didn't see them say a lot.
Yeah.
right? But I really wanted to make sure this stream was about this, Jay.
No, I think
This right here.
Yeah, I see it.
So we're going to post more videos, motherfuckers. And if you want to make fun of him for getting stronger, then it says more about you than it does about him.
Yeah.
Just letting you know. Just letting you know.
And I thank you guys for the support. I thank Genius for the support and teaching me ways to be better. And I would like to say, let's get Royal Rumble ready.
Yeah, let's go. Because what we're going to try to do is, he doesn't believe in watch parties, okay? So what we're going to do instead is, shout out to Sinister. Lost 15 pounds in just a few weeks. Going hard.
Yeah,
love it.
Right.
I love it. Kevin McAllister. You see, like, this is what this shit is about.
Now that'll be looked at as bad by those other guys.
But you know what? This platform is about people being able to agree and disagree respectfully. Yeah. That's what we do on this platform. We take conservatives here, we take liberals here, and we have hard discussions respectfully. We attack ideas, we don't attack people. That's what we do here on TSP.
Yeah.
And I'm really looking forward to it. So what we're going to try to do is, we're going to try to get as many people to join us for the watch party, and you guys are going to make fun of Dr. Evil for being a fucking wrestling noob as we go from number 1 to number 30 in 2 Royal Rumble matches. And I'm going to be like, who the fuck is that? And why do they look like that?
Yeah.
And so you said the pre-show was at 7, but
7 o'clock, yeah.
Really starts at 8, right?
Yep.
Before we get out of here, AEW Mark says, are we doing predictions right now? Do you want to give them a little something?
No, I'm gonna go make dinner, and I stayed past my my expiration time here, so I'm gonna go make dinner, and then I'm gonna get ready for the podcast.
All right, so come right back here at 7:55 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Me and Mrs. Evil will be sitting here right now. We'll be sitting right here. And we're gonna have the event over here. We hope that you guys have Peacock and you're watching over there. And then as soon as we're done here, head right over to the venue, which will actually be up and running. JD will be over at the venue with his fake real car, because he actually does have that car. Because I've actually seen it when I pulled up.
Don't tell them.
Yeah, because you know the kind of cars I drive, Jay.
I know. A lot
you know the kind of cars I drive.
I have a nice car, but a lot nicer than mine, I must say.
I've got expensive taste. I'm not
especially
saying
especially that summer ride there.
You know what I'm saying? And we go. I'm not saying. Sometimes we take the top off.
Yep.
What did JD? What did Jadakiss say? Don't say my car's topless. Oh, it was Nas. He said, don't say my car's topless. Say the titties is out. Yeah, boy. All right, y'all. Thank you, JD, for coming through. I know you got to get the fuck up out of here.
Yep.
Thank you so much, buddy.
Thank you, man.
And you guys will be seeing him in just a few hours to wrap up the Royal Rumble.
Later, guys.
So, what did we learn here, folks? Fitness is not about tearing other people down. Is about building yourself up and then letting other people who watch you build yourself up get the inspiration to then build themselves up. Right? None of you motherfuckers are going to be competing at Mr. Olympia or the Arnold Classic. So it's not a fucking competition. Oh, but it is. The competition is you against yourself. The version of yourself that you are competing with today is a version of yourself that you left with yesterday. Every single time you hit the gym or you hit the trail, or you get on your bike, your job is to get 1% better than you were the last time. It's not about making fun of people who are starting their journey. No, we need to encourage you. And I do want to say that I have a lot of love and respect for even the haters. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for supporting JD. Thank you for supporting the Talking Shit podcast as we are looking to grow this community. We're more of a male-focused, male-supporting, open platform for people to have actual hard, tough discussions. about what's going on in our lives, what's going on in the world, and how we can look at things that are going on in the world just a little bit more pragmatically, and how we can feel more supported as a community. So I have to give you guys a lot of love and respect, because you guys have created a community where you guys support each other on off the script. So hashtag OTS for life. And we will see you in about, 70 minutes for the Royal Rumble. This is going to be the very first wrestling WWE event that we cover on the channel. We cover mostly MMA, but we will cover a little bit of baseball. We'll cover hockey. We've covered basketball games on this channel. So if you guys have anything that you guys want to see, or any difficult topic that you want us to cover, please email us at the Talking Shit Podcast LLC at gmail.com. So if there's some crazy shit going on in the world, or there's some crazy shit going on in your life, and you think that it'd be a good topic for people to kind of digest and discuss, send all of that over to the Talking Shit Podcast LLC at gmail.com. Now remember, we attack ideas. We don't attack people here. So we're going to have a lot of things that we disagree on. People look at me as more of a liberal. My co-host, Captain Paul, who did not show up for work today, he's more of a conservative, but we respect each other. So even the things that we don't agree on, we have the discussion. So that's what we look for on this platform, is to be able to have a lot of these discussions, and you can ask questions, and you can have opinions that other people tell you should be canceled for. You can come over here. No, you're not going to be canceled over here. We're going to actually reason with each other. We're going to get to the bottom of why we have the beliefs that we do. And we're going to support each other whether we agree or not. All right, y'all. Again, so much love to each and every one of you. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Everybody that subbed, I cannot thank you enough. I cannot thank you enough. I hope that we are able to do you proud, because your subscription is important, because I don't subscribe to many channels myself. So we'll see you in about an hour, and I hope to see you guys here. And yeah, we'll see you later.